Imagine someone lightly taps your shoulder while saying, "Hey, you dropped this," and suddenly you feel a little warmer toward humanity. Not romantic warm. Not, wow, we're soulmates now warm. Just pleasantly connected, like life upgraded from 720p to HD for a second. Strange, right? Because what just happened there wasn't just a tap. It was a chemical download. A tiny social handshake your nervous system signed before you even noticed. Welcome to the secret world of touch, where a millisecond on the forearm can change trust, mood, and even memory. And yes, touch can also be incredibly awkward, manipulative, or downright creepy. So today we're decoding the touch factor. Why touch matters, when it helps, when it hurts, and why humanity's most ancient social tool is making a comeback in a world that's increasingly hands-off. Let's start with a weird fact. Humans are touch-starved. In a world where we swipe screens more than we high-five friends, we're physically closer to our phones than to each other. Yet our bodies are still wired like hunter-gatherers who sat close around a fire, braided each other's hair, and probably hugged way more than your average corporate team-building retreat. Touch isn't a modern self-care hack, it's biology. It's infrastructure. It's literally built into our operating system. When you're touched, in a safe context, your brain releases oxytocin, the so-called bonding molecule. Yes, the same chemical involved when mothers hold newborns, when friends hug, or when dogs rest their head on your lap and you quietly whisper, "I would die for you." But oxytocin isn't just about warm, fuzzy feelings. It's basically your brain going, "Okay, you're safe. You're seen. You belong." It lowers cortisol, stress, improves immune function, can reduce pain, and, plot twist, increases trust. A brief touch can literally make negotiations go better. Restaurant servers who lightly touch a customer's arm, they get more tips. Doctors who touch a patient's hand before giving bad news, patients report feeling more supported, even if the news stays terrible. Touch is a parasocial cheat code. But like any cheat code, it only works when used responsibly. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Not all touch is good. Touch can comfort, but it can also threaten. It can feel like connection or control. It can be welcome or deeply unwelcome. Same movement, different meaning. Like how someone saying "we need to talk" can mean anything from "I love you" to "we're breaking up" and also "the dog hates you." Humans are amazing at reading context, tone, facial expression, situation, social norms. Touch lives in that space. A friendly shoulder pat in a sports team? Totally fine. The same pat from a stranger in an empty parking lot after dark? Instant flight or fight upgrade. Touch is powerful because it bypasses language. Which means consent and emotional intelligence aren't optional. They're the entire game. So, when does touch help? Let's look at 3 scenarios where touch consistently improves human experience, backed by research and thousands of years of us being very social mammals. Scenario 1. Moments of stress or fear. Ever had someone put a hand on your back during a hard moment? It's like your nervous system gets a memo. Relax. You're not alone. A study from the University of Colorado found that holding someone's hand during pain literally syncs brainwaves and reduces discomfort. Yes, your brain goes into shared processing mode. Human Wi-Fi, if you will. Does this work for strangers? Sometimes, but usually no. Stress touch works best when you already trust the person. So don't try soothing random crying people in airports. You will make it worse. In Scenario 2, encouragement and motivation. A brief fist bump, shoulder squeeze, or high five. Mini microdoses of psychological Red Bull. Athletes touch a lot. Chest bumps, back slaps, chaotic screaming hugs, and it isn't just hype. Teams that engage in more positive touch perform better and stay more coordinated. Touch acts like a synchronization signal. We're in this together. This is why a high five from a teacher can boost student confidence. Why a supportive pat can fuel motivation at work, assuming your workplace isn't a lawsuit simulator. Scenario 3. Building trust and cooperation. Negotiations go smoother when there's appropriate physical warmth. A handshake, a friendly pat. Doctors touching patients. Support workers. Coaches. Friends. Touch says, I'm here with you. Not in words, but in neurochemistry. But again, keyword, appropriate. Which brings us to the culture question. Touch isn't universal. Some cultures kiss cheeks 3 times. Some bow. Some barely touch at all. Mediterranean cultures? Touchy. USA? Depends who, where, and how many HR managers are watching. Northern Europe? Please don't touch me unless we've known each other since childhood, share a mortgage, or are hugging trees together in the forest. Gender also complicates things, not because humans are weird, but because history is. Men often get fewer non-sexual touches than women, except in sports or combat training, which is a revealing pattern by itself. And women? They've experienced touch as both comfort and threat for centuries. So their radar isn't sensitive, it's historically justified. Touch exists inside power structures. Who touches whom, when, and why? It's a cultural code. So how do we use touch without being a walking social landmine? Simple framework 1. Scan the vibe. Are they open and relaxed, or tense and closed off? 2. Start small and neutral. Elbow taps and high fives are the golden retrievers of touch, harmless and enthusiastic. 3. Watch the reaction. Do they lean in? Smile? Mirror it? Or do they freeze, step back, or avoid eye contact? That's your cue to shift into no-touch mode. No debate, no offense taken, just respect. 1. Eye context is king. Gym? High five territory. Funeral? Probably not the time for shoulder slaps. Office? Use your judgment and maybe keep a signed permission slip from HR too. When in doubt, ask. A simple "wanna hug" saves lives, friendships, and probably a few careers. If consent feels unromantic, remember that confidence isn't guessing, it's clarity. Now, here's a twist you didn't expect. You can get many benefits of touch, even without another person. Weighted blankets, massage guns, even warm water immersion trigger many of the same pathways. Humans just like pressure and sensory grounding. It's our firmware. But that doesn't mean we can replace human touch. No amount of plush blankets will ever feel like a calming squeeze from a friend who knows exactly when to show up. Connection isn't a convenience, it's survival. So why does all this matter? Because, ironically, in the most connected era in human history, we are physically touching less than ever. Digital worlds give us communication, entertainment, stimulation, but our biology still thinks in skin, heartbeat, and human presence. Touch is the original social network, and we unplugged without realizing what we lost. Rebuilding healthy touch doesn't mean becoming a random hug activist. It means noticing when safe, consensual connection is possible and taking those tiny moments seriously. A brief touch can say, "I see you. You matter. You're not alone in this weird, chaotic universe." Sometimes a second of warmth can do more than 100 perfect sentences. So here's your parting experiment. This week, offer someone a high five, a fist bump, or a gentle supportive pat, only if they're comfortable, obviously. Watch what happens. Chances are the world gets a tiny bit softer. More real. More human. And maybe, just maybe, you'll feel less like a floating brain scrolling through life and more like a person living it. Because for all our technology, algorithms, and virtual realities, sometimes the smallest tap on the shoulder is the most powerful human connection we have. And if you ever doubt the power of touch, remember, even our phones react when we tap them. It's funny that sometimes we expect less activation from humans. See you in the next one. And today, if you can, give someone a safe, welcomed microdose of human connection. Not a handshake? A pinky tap counts too. After all, the touch factor doesn't measure size, only meaning.